You've added on new updates today. How are we restricting content?
So, Caroline, as you said, just to take a step back, we launched teen accounts in the US and now globally last year. Teen accounts was to address the three things that parents were most concerned about their young people using Instagram. It was about unwanted contact, it was about the time they're spending on our app, and it was about inappropriate content and minimizing the amount of inappropriate content a teen would see on Instagram. What the update is today is specifically about that inappropriate content piece of this, because we're continually learning from parents. And what they told us was they were a little bit confused about the different settings and the different controls. They were a little bit confused about when we talk about what is age appropriate or what, how we age gauge and that kind of, tech speak that a lot of parents just don't really understand. So what we've done is we've revamped teen accounts to be guided by PG-13 movie ratings, really trying to speak the language of parents who are much more familiar with the movie rating standards. And as of today, it's going to be rolling out to all teenagers under the age of 18 who are defaulted into this, so they can't opt in or opt out. We're going to be moving them into the teen account experience over the course of the next few months.
And when you're deciding whether content or a content creator is generally PG-13 or not, using artificial intelligence for that, how?
We do. We use artificial intelligence. So the first thing we did was we reviewed our policies, all the guidelines we have around what is inappropriate content for a teen, so what's appropriate for a teen. So we did that review on Instagram. And then what we've done is we've built the classifiers, our technology, the AI that we use, and we've retrained it on some of these new rules and tweaks and adaptations we've made to the policies. That goes out across the system. And then we find content that we don't believe to be in that PG-13 movie rating kind of space.
Right.
We will either hide it from teens or we'll remove it entirely.
Tara, there's still questions about how the technology and from a policy perspective you define what is or what is not PG-13. So could you answer that more specifically? On a post-by-post basis, how is a decision made, this is or this is not PG-13?
Yeah, so the first thing is we don't rate if you're on Instagram and how this is going to look and feel if you're a teenager on Instagram. Now, first of all, we're going to be sending a notification at the top of your feed for teenagers to let them know what we're doing here, to let them know that we're going to be aligning and guided by PG-13 ratings. What it will look and feel like if you're a parent is hopefully that they will understand. Again, we're going to be sending notifications to parents. Again, really trying to speak the language of parents. What we've done is we've made some changes to the policies so that if you're thinking about a PG-13 movie, that's the kind of experience your teen's going to have. So a good example of that would be around cursing, so profanity. We've always had rules around profanity on Instagram, and there's certain things you can and can't say. But on a PG-13 movie, they have very, very specific standards around this. You can use 1 or 2 quite strong curse words, and then other, more minor curse words. So what we did is we looked at this. We're not apples for apples, of course. We're a social media company as opposed to making movies, but we thought what would be the equivalent on Instagram? And the equivalent on Instagram is we're not going to be recommending content to teens that has what we would describe as severe curse words. So we train the AI to find those types of curse words, and we will remove them so that we're not going to be recommending that kind of content to teens.
Tara, what other protections are you thinking about doing additionally going forward? So
we're also announcing today 2 further things. One is that we're going to be giving parents more control if they wish to. So again, this update is for all teens under the age of 18. When we know you're under the age of 18, you're going to be moved by default into the PG-13 or the plus 13 setting on Instagram. That's the first thing. But if a parent wants to go that step further, we're really going to help parents to do that. So one of the other things we're doing, announcing today, is that we will have even more limited content control. Parents can go in and they can have a look at that. They can talk to their teen, have a conversation with them. Particularly if your teenager is in that younger category, you might want to limit the content even further. Yes.
Briefly, you've got tens of millions of teen accounts. How many are trying to opt out, navigate those age rules? How are you ensuring that they do remain within those age catchments?
So we now have hundreds of millions of teens in the teen account experience, which we launched last year, which is really good news. We've been able to do that technically, which is a pretty big challenge to be able to do that. We know that 97% of teens that we've moved into the teen account experience have not tried to change those more protective settings when they're in the younger age category. So teens below the age of 16 cannot change the settings we set in teen accounts without getting a parent's permission. We're going a step further with these content setting changes, which is it's for every teen under the age of 18, but they can't change them unless they get a parent to approve it as well.